Hey y'all, it's Megan and Andy. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. Come spend some time with us today. We're finally getting down in the creek garden. And you'll also see in this video, Andy finally got his field corn planted too, in the big bottom.
It's the moment I have been waiting for a long time. We're going to be planting this whole bottom right here in, well, it's already got avapale on it, but that is a white field corn. It's called Boone County White Corn, I believe is the name of it. I've got about 10 pounds mixed up right here with the avapale. I have a feeling it's going to take more than that. And I have plenty more at the house. So if it does take more, all we got to do is make a quick trip and get more. I ended up taking the planter unit that was on that 140 with the fast hitch toolbar. I ended up taking it off and mounting it on this 3-point hitch toolbar. I got 2 cultivator shanks to plow out the tractor tracks. I got the fertilizer hopper mounted on it. I was able to do some planting with it yesterday and it worked out great. I'm actually, at the moment, liking this setup better than I did on the 140. And the reason we're not using the 140, in case you might have missed that, is we've got some really bad hydraulic problems and it's just the wrong time of year for me to be working on something like that right now. We just wanted to show you what we're working on down here today. Using triple 14 fertilizer. One thing I really like about the hopper on this one, this is a coal hopper. A lot of the old fertilized distributors and stuff like that had hoppers just like this. That 140 only holds 2 bags. This one right here will hold, I believe it's 5 bags. And I just want to show you real quick what I've got under the tractor here. And this may not be the best setup, but it's what I've got, and it seemed to work on the other field that I planted the other day. And I've just got the rolling cultivators on here, and I've basically got them turned straight to where the only reason they're there is sort of incorporate that fertilizer into the soil. And with them running straight, they're not really piling no dirt up or anything like that. So it's going to be planted flat on the field. And like I said, I basically just got them under there so they can help work that soil in it. It kind of act like a little tiller right in front of the planter. I ended up running out of daylight last night and didn't get to finish. I got 12 rows on this longer portion of the field done right here. And then out yonder on the far end, that part of the field is quite a bit wider. I got 14 rows done over there. But I had a slow start. I realized later that I could grab another gear and actually speed up quite a bit. So that went on pretty good. But I run out of daylight, I run out of seed that I had treated with the avapale, so I had to mix up more of that. And I just decided, since it was already dark, it was a good time to quit. I think I'm finally going to get finished with this, as long as I don't have any breakdowns or anything like that. Well, it is planted. This is the upper end of this big bottom I've been showing y'all. Down there's my truck. That's where I've been showing it to you from before. But anyways, we got one wet spot way down yonder next to the truck that I actually wasn't able to plant because it was just too wet. This is what I planted last night. And y'all see how the ground is crusted over from being rained on. Look at this. I absolutely love the way them rolling cultivators under the tractor somewhat like tilled that soil up before the planter come across it. So I was actually planting on to freshly tilled land. I really hope that this setup right here works as good as I think it did. And if things go right, there's enough moisture in the ground, even if it don't rain, the seed should start being up. I mean, I should probably start seeing seed within a week. I mean, seeing corn come up within a week. Anyways, that is it. That is, Daddy says 2 acres in this field, but I'm telling y'all, it's got to be at least 3, if it ain't more than that. I may look it up on the GIS map tonight and measure it out and see. I can tell you that I used probably 15-ish pounds of seed. So I don't know if that tells any of y'all, my corn experts out there, anything. And this is planted on 48-inch rows. And you may say, well, Andy, 48-inch rows, that's way too wide for corn. And I'll have to agree with you on that. You would typically plant at 36-inch rows. However, you have to remember, I'm going to be cultivating it with that right there. So it's going to have to stay cultivated or else the weeds will take it over. So I have to plant it in wide enough rows that I can get my tractor through it. But anyways, hopefully next time I see y'all in this video, we're going to be down there planting the creek garden. And it'll probably be tomorrow for me. Not for y'all, it'll just be a few seconds. But for me, it'll be tomorrow. But first, Megan's got something out here she wants to go do.
Yep. I want to go cut my big cabbage head. I got to get it out anyway, and I just want to see how much it weighs.
I'm going to say it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I would say so. We'll see. So this is the cabbage head I was showing the other day, and I haven't got out here to pick it yet because, well, I was waiting till we had time to video it. I wanted y'all to see it too. The cucumber plants.
Hey, that one right there is really grown.
Yeah, they're trying to grow. I had a lady up the road was telling me the other day she'd already got cucumbers that long. I'm so jealous I can't stand it. I love fresh cucumbers.
We'll have them eventually, I guess. Look, them beans have reached above their trellis there.
We're going to have to, I think we could rig up a little something else, don't you?
Yeah, we'll figure out something.
It's
amazing how much has changed out here just in the last day or two.
This is the biggest one for now, and it's starting to get some bug damage on it. I probably need to actually come out here and get them all, but I'm going to get this one for now.
Well, there's only so much cabbage you can use at one time.
Well, I know, but if I leave it, it'll start going backwards if I don't get it and put it in the refrigerator. Golly, that thing's heavy.
Is it? What are you guessing?
I don't know. That's probably...
Looks like a basketball.
6 or 7 pounds?
Let me see.
I'd say.
It's got some slugs on it.
I'm sure it does. Ain't that thing heavy?
Yeah.
For a cabbage head?
It's a good thing you pulled it when you did, though. Man, the bugs is really starting to work on it, ain't they?
I know.
Let's go put it on a scale. I'm going to say...
What do you think?
It's more than 5 pounds for sure. I'm going to go with 7-ish. 8-ish. Maybe 8.
Wonder what's big. Like, what's considered big?
I don't know.
What I'll do with these, I've got enough kraut, so now I'll wrap them up in tin foil and put them in my refrigerators out in my outbuilding and use them slowly over time and save, which when I make my chow chow, one of these big heads will be enough for a good batch of chow chow.
That's all it takes, one head.
Yeah, it don't take much. Don't take much at all. So I just eat on it slowly and eat my slaw.
Well, let's go weigh these things.
All right. I don't know, Andy, this is pretty heavy.
We had one time, I remember you taking a picture of me holding it up. That was probably the biggest one next to these. I think
yeah.
that one's bigger than
I
that
don't think
one.
I've ever had any this big.
I think that one's the biggest one. Oh man, I was way off.
I said 6 or 7.
5.8. It didn't, I swear I thought it felt heavier than 5 pounds.
Well, that's a nice cabbage head.
That is a nice cabbage head. That's still, definitely can't complain with that.
No. All right.
Might have been a mistake letting these things grow up through this wire. Oh gosh. This wire was on here to keep the cats out. I guess I should have pulled it off once they really started coming up. But y'all, sweet potato slips are extremely tough, so this ain't gonna really hurt them. Even if it does pull some of the leaves or break a vine. Kind of looks like I should have been watering these things. This bed has gotten dry. Man, it's got dry. All right, these big tall ones here are the purple ones. And these shorter ones over here, they took longer to come up. They are the red Beauregards. You want probably a third of purple and the rest Beauregards?
I want mostly orange potatoes.
Even though these purple ones are delicious.
Maybe it's a mind thing.
I think it is.
I mean, I didn't say they were bad. I just like the orange ones better.
Look, just in one little handful, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slips. But the potato is laying under the ground and it puts off new plants, and them new plants is what you break those off of the potato and plant those. Now I'm going to leave the potato underground, which I'm not really going to need any more slips, but it'll continue to put off new slips. I'm going to tell you, these are some nice looking slips right here. Look at that. That is nice. All right. Now, you see that one right there don't really have no root on it. That's fine. It's not going to hurt a thing. These things will root extremely easy. Especially down there in that moist soil where they're going. These Beauregards, they don't like to put off slips near as good as them purple ones. Them purple ones must want to live. See off of that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are little short stubby slips there. Right there's our bucket of red Beauregards, and this is our bucket of purple ones. We don't have as many purple ones in there, however it looks like there is, because they're just so much bigger. I have so many purple slips. Luckily, we know a few people who are wanting some slips, so yeah. I don't figure they're going to go to waste. Anyways, and we're not 100% sure we've got enough to plant one whole row down at the creek, and so if we don't, we'll come back and get more.
Yeah, ain't no big deal.
We are loaded down.
And if you're wondering why we are back on the four-wheeler loaded down, the side-by-side is broke down yet again.
Again.
Again. the time when we need it the most. But I'm glad to have a four-wheeler, so.
It is nice to have something to fall back on, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just funny
But
how that happens.
the room on the four-wheeler is way more limited than the room on the side by side. And look, here's the nice thing about the big hopper, the big fertilizer hopper on the Kubota. I'm using it to carry stuff too. We've literally got stuff stuck everywhere. So here she is. We still got us a pretty good wet spot here. You can see there was a little bit of one there and right over there. But it is 10 times better than it's been like any time this year. So real quick, I'll be using the disc to bed up my rows. And so my goal is, since we've had a wet year so far, now obviously this can change, it can flip the other way in a hurry. Since we've had a wet year so far, I'm gonna bed up my rows tall to get those rows up high, and that way if we do have more torrential downpours and everything else like we've had, at least the row bed will be lifted, and it won't be sitting down here in amongst all this swampiness. At least that's the thinking behind it anyways. We're gonna have probably 3 rows of sweet corn, a row of crowder peas, a row of sweet potatoes, and the other part over here is going to be dedicated to pumpkins. And as far as I know, that's all it's going to be in this garden this year. Make a real quick adjustment. I didn't like the way that bed looked. I'm gonna spread them out just a little bit more. My bed was too skinny. I want it to be a little wider than that. To say that that's almost embarrassing to show on YouTube. That's about the wettest that garden has ever been when when we started out here, and the cloddiest that garden has ever been. You remember last year, it was just beautiful, but we had an extreme drought. Mm-hmm. And when we come to work this land down here, it was just like powder. It was beautiful. It ain't like that this year though, is it?
Just old stinky mud, you can smell it.
Yeah, on this end you can. Yeah. Well, if we have any problems, it's going to be
it'll just be in this corner right here, yeah. The rest of it should be fine.
But it seems like it never fails that in this little area right here, especially if we have a wet time, whatever's planted there, it ends up drowning. So we decided we're going to split this up. I'm going to try to do all the push planting parts. Megan, Jacob, and Maggie are going to go ahead and get started planting the sweet potatoes. You know, the house planter would work probably better in this if we could have toted it down here. It's working though. You know, you can't never tell. It may turn off dry and this end up being the best garden again.
Yep, never
That's
know.
why I always like to plant this one.
Don't ever know. All right. So all these are orange. Lay this down. That's how you know how far to go with the next one. Bring your bucket with you. See there? That's your measuring stick and your, and you could do this, watch. All right, lay this. And make sure you only got one, which you do, because they kind of get tied together. You lay them right there. I see people do this on TV anyway. Pick your stick up. Look at there.
Whoa.
Let's see if it'll work here, what me and Jacob figured out down here.
Whew. That was a chore, but I got it done.
I bet so.
Bacon, I ended up not even planting that wet spot right there.
Yeah, don't blame you. All right, me and Jacob did this a while ago. I wonder if this will work here. Look at that. Don't even have to dig a hole. So then you just lay it down. And then get you a plant. Lay the plant down. Don't even dig a hole. Just lay it down. Take your stick and push it down in there. Watch. It pushes it a little better. So then lay your stick down so you measure. So that's your measuring stick. What? Did it break? Okay. All right, push it. Straight down. There you go. Now push it hard, you ain't gonna hurt it. Push that thing on down in there. Now. Perfect. Give it a little love. Just a little bit. Lay your stick down and keep on going like that. Let me go find Jacob a different stick. There we go. You want this one or that one?
Let's see. Let's measure these.
I measured the length between your plants.
Mine's too short.
All right, let's try it. That fork should.
It is hot.
It is. Well, show them your trick.
Look at that. That's perfect.
Yeah, it makes it a whole lot easier.
That's the way Danny does it.
Mm-hmm.
He always uses a forked stick. That works perfect, don't it?
Yeah.
You think we're going to have enough? We're going to have to go pull more.
No, I think it's going to be enough.
I don't know, Mama.
Is our distance looking okay?
Put the root right there in the center.
Teamwork
Push
makes
it in.
everybody's lives easier. Right here? You can make dream work without somebody else.
Can you?
Yeah, you can make dream work, but it just takes longer. And it's harder.
Yeah, when you're by yourself?
Yeah.
Well, even if we have too many, we're going to plant them all, so we'll just go back and put some in somewhere.
All right.
They won't hurt them if they're closer together.
Guys, is full of rocks. This one don't have no rocks.
There's one big rock, but I buried it out there. No, right yonder it lays. It's the only rock
Yep,
I ever seen in
That's
this
all
field.
the orange ones. Hear me?
Yeah. Some kind of other hybrid pumpkin.
What's a fairytale pumpkin?
Those, I think we grew them one year before.
Oh, yeah, we grew them last year.
We got some more jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. We got some sugar pumpkins. We got several different kinds of pumpkins. So let's start off with these right here. This will be our jack-o'-lantern pumpkins.
Okay.
So I'm gonna dig a hole, and you put about, I don't know, 3 or 4 seeds per hole.
Okay.
It's got hot, ain't it?
Yeah.
Let's not cover them up until we get done.
Okay. Are we gonna plant 1 row of pumpkins, or are we gonna plant 2 rows?
Just put 3 seeds. That'll be plenty. We're gonna plant just 1 row of pumpkins like we had last year.
Okay.
I'm tempted to plant another row of sweet potatoes. We'll see if anybody takes the rest of them slips. We'll see what we got left. Your mom will kill me if I did.
What, plant another row?
Yeah, plant another row, yeah. We
Well-
got all this room over here. Be a perfect place to grow another row of sweet potatoes.
Yeah, make one right in the middle of this so they have enough room to grow out all through there.
Yeah, be kind of like these pumpkins here.
Yeah.
Which they'll end up, these pumpkins will be over there in these sweet potatoes, but I'm going to try, to start with, I'm going to try to keep most of the pumpkins going this way. But the only reason I got this row so far over is because the farther that way we go, the wetter it gets.
Oh. All the seeds of pumpkin seeds look all exactly the same.
Yeah, it don't matter what kind of pumpkin it is. Some of them are a little bit littler than others, but
Look at how big these are.
yeah, those are the fairytale pumpkin, not fairytale, porcelain doll. They did have a big seed.
It's like they're as big as the other pumpkin seeds, but they're fat. Oh,
I
no.
got you. They're thick.
Yeah.
How many you got left? Several?
6 maybe? Yeah, 6. 6.
All right, go ahead and put them out. Mama's cows is up there having a fit.
I know. That's all.
That's all? Here you go. Just barely cover them. It's what I found the best luck to do, just cover them about an inch of dirt. This land out here on this end of the garden is so much drier.
Yeah.
I wish the whole garden was this way.
Tell you did fast.
Well,
Is
for
that
the
the
most
last?
part, it's planted.
What else are we gonna plant here?
I think that's it.
Oh.
After a long-awaited spring, we finally got some seeds planted in the creek garden. Seeds and plants.
Yep.
Finally. Feels good to finally have that planted. That's been on the back of my mind, kind of halfway worrying about it. And I'm glad it's done now.
And now we just gotta keep the coons out of it.
Well, that's next on my list to do this evening, Jacob. Probably after I eat supper and all. I believe I'm going to come down here and take the netting completely up, mow all this, put the netting back up. Because if we don't do that, tonight, those sweet potatoes will be gone. Be out of here. So we've got to get that netting back up and get power on it tonight. All right, everything is planted. Everybody's done headed back to the house. But I just want to give y'all a quick update on what we got, what we actually ended up with here. We've got 3 rows of serendipity sweet corn right there. Then we've got a skipped row. Then right here we have a row of brown Crowder peas. That's what the lady that I got them from called them. I'm actually planting them for her. It's an elderly lady that I mow for, and she used to plant a big garden and they're not able to anymore. And these are seeds that she's been saving, you know, over and over and over for, I really don't know how long, quite some time. And anyways, she wanted me to plant her a row of those, so that's her row of Crowder peas. We have a row of sweet potatoes. Then we've got a big skip place right here. Then this is our row of pumpkins. And we did, of course, just in case you don't realize it, we've left this big empty space and this big empty space so these pumpkins have room to sprawl out. And that's one thing we learned last year is we had, I think, our row of pumpkins over here, but yet, even though they were there, they were running all the way through to the other side of the garden over there, and some come all the way to this side. Me and Jacob just got finished eating. Maggie and Mama are gone to horse training right now. So while they're gone, we're gonna get around the outside edge of the garden cleaned up. We run like the sheep and goat style netting down the sides here, and we make somewhat of like a 3D fence, which we'll show you the details here shortly when we go to put it back up. But we got to get this mowed real quick. I want to make sure we have great power on this netting. If not, when the deer come in here to test it tonight, they'll find out it don't have power on it. Well, then we have problems. But as long as it's got power on it when they first come in here, we're usually okay. And we have to keep power on it. So the rest of the summer will be filled with maintaining this netting here. Because without it, we wouldn't be able to grow a garden now. Well, everything's mowed around the garden. I want to show you how we do this. So this is a power wire that comes from our fence across the creek over there, which is our, our main fence. We've got a power wire run over here from the fence, and then I use these little alligator clips to hook onto the electric netting. And the electric netting is going to go all the way around. So not only does the 3D optical illusion thing, and what this does is the deer will walk up to this netting and then see this wire right here back behind it, and it creates a depth type thing, and they can't judge how far it is and they won't jump it. But using the netting around the outside of the fence like this also keeps the coons and other small critters out as long as you keep power on it. Fence. We got a taller fence. I think I used 6-foot T-post on the inside. And then this netting is like the 48-inch netting, 42-inch netting, something like that. And we sprace it, I don't know, 2-3 foot apart. Like the netting's probably 2 or 3 foot away from the main fence.
Is it tight enough?
Yeah, keep it pulled tight. Well,
Like put this on it, like putting this on it, like not new, like we put new the high netting around it. It just feels like yesterday when we did that.
not been that long ago. Let's hook her up. It's always a good thing to hear it popping. That means you got good power on it. But anyways, y'all, the garden down here in the middle of nowhere is planted. It's planted. The fence is up around it. We are ready, ain't we?
Yeah.
I want to show you something about sweet potatoes. Them things will flop like that right there. They look plumb awful. You'll think they're going to die. And y'all, they are so tough. They will pull right out of that in a couple of days. Them things will be perked back up like nothing ever happened. Well, we got it done. Fence is up. There's good power on the fence, but I had a time with that netting.
Did you?
Yes. Y'all, that netting whooped my hind end. I don't know how it got it, but it got tangled up, and it was just the awfulest mess ever. I didn't video it, but it was a mess. But anyways, it's done.
You gotta love that net.
I love that net. And I feel like the older it gets, the worse it gets tangled. You know, it's all of that netting down there has got quite a bit of age
Well,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's at least 3 years, maybe.
At least.
At least.
Yeah.
But, yeah, anyways, it's done. Horse training go good?
Yeah.
Did
It
it?
did.
Good.
Went really good.
I'm sure she had fun.
Oh yeah, she got to trot today and go off on the trail, so
Oh,
yeah.
well, good.
She liked that.
All right, well, tractor done good. Y'all, I have to say, I'm loving this tractor right here now that I've got the fertilizer hopper set up on it. It kind of makes me wonder why I didn't do this sooner and just use this one. But I had the 140 already set up for everything, and I just kind of didn't need this one. However, I'm really glad it's here now. And I've somewhat taken a more of a liking to it than I do to 140. But anyways, I guess that's going to about wrap it up for today's video.
Hope y'all enjoyed the video today. Hope you might have learned a little something until we see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.